access level has recently increased. Excellent.
Incoming message.
Good evening and welcome to Behind the Scanner. Your hosts for tonight are Andrew Cruz from Virginia, Daphne D. from Washington, D.C., and Jorge Pedrero from Mexico City. Our special guests tonight are John from Mexico and Hernan from Argentina. Welcome to the show. The Q&A tool is enabled for tonight's broadcast. Submit your questions throughout the show and we'll ask as many as time allows. If you know someone who would make a great guest, submit their information to us at bit.ly/BTS_guest. Finally, you can watch past episodes .com/BehindTheScanner. And now, your hosts of Behind the Scanner.
Ah! Stop!
So good, we had to make it twice. Jorge, unmute yourself. You guys have been off for like the last week or so forgive us as we get reacclimated.
Yeah. Well, so sorry, guys. Good evening, agents. Welcome to episode 42 of Behind the Scanner. And let's get the show started. Tonight, I am very proud to introduce my dear friend, John Connor. He is from Tijuana, Mexico, and, well, it's a fine agent. Welcome, John.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Welcome. Oh, here we go. Round two.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I did that too. So, John, first of all, tell us about the new number of mind units that you've contributed to the Ingress world recently.
Okay. Well, she's 7 weeks old. Her name is Julia.
Oh.
And well, she sleeps a lot. I don't know what else I can say about her. I mean, she's a blessing, and yeah, she must be around here somewhere. I don't hear her making noises, but I know she's here.
That's rare. That's rare. If you can't hear them making noises, so definitely. I'm sorry you're talking to us because you should be taking a nap and catching on sleep when you can. But thank you for joining us. So, you currently live in Tijuana, but you're actually from Mexico City. So, decided to move closer to the U.S. because of our excellent Mexican food, or what? Why'd you make the move?
No, I was actually born by accident in Mexico City. My mom used to study there. She went to college there, university. So she went and picked some papers up, and I mean, I was born there by mistake, I guess. But after 3 months, I came back to PJ, and I've been here since then. Went back a little bit, around 3 times to Mexico City. Did some trips back, but yeah, that's how it happened. I was born by accident in Mexico City. So
you didn't actually live in Mexico City for a long period of time. It was just for a few months then.
Yeah, first 3 months, and I do have relatives there, and I go from time to time, but not that much. But I do know the place.
Gotcha, understand. So what is it, obviously Ingress can feel like a job for many of us that we enjoy, but what do you actually do for work?
I do market research for an insurance company in the U.S. I work out of the corporate offices in TJ, but the main headquarters are in LA. So I travel back and forth to LA, but mainly I'm here in TJ. So yeah, I do marketing for a huge insurance company.
Okay, so since you commute back and forth, I'm very curious, which takes longer, the commute from the border to LA or your wait at the border?
It used to take around 3 hours just to get across, and then like 2 hours more or three, depending on traffic. Just the whole commute to go to LA. But now everything has been redone and all lanes are open, so it's about, I'll say about a 30-minute wait just to get across any given day. So, I mean, that has improved a lot. So it now takes me around 2.5, 3 hours to get to LA.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it used to be hectic just going across.
Wow, that's long. Well, I'm having some problems with my with my outline, but John, you are letting us know more about you than ever, more than ever, because you keep a lot of secrets of about yourself. Obviously, John Connor is not your real name, so. But why did you keep your name and other things secret?
It's not like it was a secret. I think it stuck with it. I used to be my original agent name used to be something else when I started. So, but that was like a play on words that I had. I changed it again to include the area code where I live, so agents will know the city that I was from. But then I don't know. It just occurred to me that if I was gonna be in the resistance, I might as well just get a cool name. So I got John Connor. Obviously not the only one because I needed to put the number one in it. But everybody knows me as John or calls me John or Connor, and I think a lot of people um, do not realize that that's not my real name or some, I don't know. But everybody just calls me John, so I just go with it. I really don't mind.
So, well, please tell us, you were Coyote664. That's the first code name that you have?
The very first one that I got when I got the invite for the beta testing for Ingress was Coyote underscore Coho, which I'm pretty much
Okay.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure that you know that play on word. It's a
Yeah.
bad word. So
Yeah.
so it means like what's it, like a limb or coyote, something like that. But in Spanish, that's a play on word for something else.
Yeah,
So
you
I
don't
just
have to
decided
explain it.
I just decided to go and change it to the area code for TJ, which is 664. But then I changed it again. So there I am.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I actually thought the coyote meant something different, especially because of all your travels back and forth across the border.
Oh
Um,
no.
so yes, be very careful about who might be watching. But yeah, let's go back to before then. Right when you were, I guess we can say, a common guy that used to make fun of a guy that was playing a new nerdy game on the phone. Who is he?
His real name is Eddie, and his agent name is Garafon, and he's actually the guy that got us started playing the game here in TJ. I guess it was like around three other agents at the time, couple of portals, nothing really going on in the Ingress scene in TJ at the time. But yeah, I saw him one day just standing next to a statue in one of the lights that we have here. So it's a red light that lasts about 2 to 3 minutes. So I was just staring at him from my car. I asked him, well, I say hello. I asked him what was he doing. He explained a little bit of the dynamics of the game. We laughed at him, of course. I mean, we thought it was really nerdy, but we got into it like a week later. We got the invites for Ingress, and we started playing, and that was it. I mean, we got hooked immediately. Me and my roommate and my girlfriend, everybody created their accounts, and we started playing, going out, and that was it. I mean, we haven't stopped since then.
So I take it. Have you seen that guy since then?
Yeah, he's around. He sometimes plays a little bit. I think I don't know, he lost his phone, or I don't know what happened to him, but he plays sometimes. I do see him in comms a little bit, say hello. I do know him personally, so shout out to Eddie Darapon. And I don't know if he's watching or not, but yeah,
cool.
He's around. He's still around. Some of the original players from TD are still around.
It's always nice when you meet somebody and they're still around, especially from the early days. So, actually, speaking of meeting people, we know that you live right on the border of California. So I'm guessing you play both with the RMX folks, the Mexican Resistance, as well as the U.S. Resistance. So I guess my question for you is, how did you initially contact the U.S. folks? Did they just see you when you were traveling over there for work, or how did you establish that relationship, and how often do you actually play in the U.S. while you're over here?
Well, I got contacted by two agents, actually. I guess they saw that there was a little bit more activity down here in TJ or in Baja. I saw a lot of activity in the north, but I didn't actually just went there, or I didn't even play there. I got contacted by two Escondido agents, Carlos and Mike, which is agents from the North County Resistance in San Diego. They contacted us, verify us to see if we were real players, if we were not some bots or spoofers or anything like that. We met them like 2 weeks after we started playing. They came down to TJ, provided support. They offered to join the community, helped us out, build our community. So we got a lot of help from them at first, and then others started contacting us. I think they saw a huge window of opportunity in the zone, because I don't know if you noticed, but anything coming from Hawaii or north of California goes through Baja. So,
oh yes,
so we can either block or let them pass or help them out. So it's been really fun to work with everybody in the U.S. Resistance. I think I mostly play with the local folks, but I do have a lot of contact with everybody in the U.S. from everywhere. Like on a daily basis, it's on a daily basis. So it hasn't stopped since that day.
Are you going to be going to the Pasadena Anomaly?
Oh yeah, I'm actually leaving for Pasadena on Thursday, the 26th, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next week?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in LA for work, and I'm gonna stay there for the Anomaly, and yeah, that's the plan.
I will see you there, and I will steal your bursters.
Yeah, we're heading over there. We hit LA last week on February, but we're gonna be still heading to Pasadena.
Cool.
Well, first of all, a reminder for everyone: you can submit questions for our guests. If you are watching us via YouTube, You have to click on the banner at the bottom of the video that says "Be part of the conversation." You understand that? So from there, you just have to click on the square grid menu icon in the upper right and select Q&A, and that's it, folks. You just have to write anything you have in your mind, and well, Andrew's showing us how to do that in this moment. The Q&A, you see, and that's it. And type. Well, guys, John, you participated on many bath ops in your Ingress time life. Which is the most memorable and why do you love so much bathing?
Hmm. Well, I guess we just got sucked into the dynamic of big fields because of the strategic zone that we lived in. Um, I don't know. I think it was about a month after we started playing, or a month and a half, when we did our first huge control field with help of some of the U.S. agents. We went to Utah, Nevada, I think Arizona. It was around 50 million MUs for just one field. We were fairly new, so we liked the idea of traveling. We went down to La Bufadora or Ensenada to create that field. So, I mean, we got hooked on that, and it was, I mean, we haven't stopped. I mean, obviously it's not every week, but I think that one, which was called Azure Spear, that was the name of the operation back in August 2013. And I think there was another one that was really fun that made us travel to San Felipe, which is Blue Harvest, that happened on May 4th. I don't know if you guys notice any relations between the name, but yeah, it's kind of like a geeky, a geeky name. Blue Harvest was the name of the operation with 138 million MUs for 11 layers, and everybody got a piece of that cake. So, I mean, I think those are the two most memorable operations I've been involved with. I have been involved with and helped in a lot of ops, but I think the first one that we did was really memorable because it was the first one, and that trip that we took to San Felipe was really cool too. So I'll say those two, Azure Spear and Blue Harvest.
So you really had the chance to close some fields because you normally are in the area that clean to let those fields to be created, but you actually had the chances to close some fields, some big 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 fields.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, given the opportunity, we always choose to close some fields, but sometimes I'll let the new guys handle that, or friends. I mean, everybody wants a piece of that. So, but yeah, we have several opportunities to BAF on the north of the United States or south of the United States, north of Mexico. Some to the east or west. But yeah, we are always given the opportunity by everybody. I mean, everybody gets the opportunity to bath. So we're just not clearing or coordinating. Sometimes we do go out there and have some fun.
Right.
Cool.
Well, and I know that you're the coordinator of the resistance in your city, so let's talk a little bit more about the community. I mean, did you find it really hard to build it?
I don't look at myself or see myself as the coordinator. I'm more of like a point of contact between the U.S. resistance and the local or communities, at least for the state. I relay a lot of information, so I think that's more of my role. Um, just relaying information. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of help from everybody, from RMX, and from the guys from the San Diego Resistance, which is our sister city in the north, to build our community. So we have a lot of tips, process, and things like that that we got from them to build the community. So it was fun. I mean,
as far as maintenance of the community, I mean, it's obviously very strong and thriving, but how difficult is it to maintain its health and keep it working?
well, I think it's a team effort. It's just not one single person just handling a community. It has to be at least, I don't know, a couple of guys, girls to help us out. I mean, in our community, almost everybody that is trusted has access to the admin rights. They can either kick someone out or let somebody in. I mean, everybody has a say in the community. So we're that type of a community here. There's no, I mean, I always get like the role, or they call me out for like coordinating stuff and things like that. But I think there's more active people in the community that has a more active role in administrating the community. It's really time consuming, so right now with work and the baby, I'm not that much. I'm not doing that much work for that. But yeah, there's a lot of people in our community in TJ that do handle a lot of the welcoming or onboarding process for every newcomer that we have. So I think it's just a team effort. Everybody in the community has a say, and it's not just a one-man show. So,
well, speaking of communities, I know that you're one of the POCs for RMX, and also basically the international resistance as well. So Jorge has told us some of your secrets, and has shared with me some of the secret chats.
All the secrets.
Yeah, sure. You wish.
oh, not.
So what do you think about having built your community, kind of from the ground up, with help from San Diego and some other places? What do you think about all these other communities around the world and the achievements that they're able to, pull off and do, whether it's sending a shard from Florida to France, or, these crazy giant fields or things like that, just to make these things happen continuously?
Well, the way I see it, or it's just my point of view, but there's a resistance before recursion, and there's a resistance after recursion. I think the shard game gave us a lot of opportunity to learn what we needed in terms of organization, structure, and things like that. So I think we saw a community before the Jarvis charts and the recursion anomaly, and we saw a different type of community, more strong, more structure, better. Just everything just got better after the fact of the Jarvis charts. So I think that in my opinion, the community after recursion, was a big improvement. In every sense of the word, communications, everything. So I mean, I'm really sometimes I'm amazed on how people respond to anything, or any communications, alerts, or anything like that. So it's really overwhelming to see what a community can do, how they can respond to any threat or anything like that in the game or outside the game, because I've seen a lot of fundraisers, people taking care of each other. So I mean, it's just really overwhelming, I can say. I don't know if that's the correct word, but yeah. But I think that's my point of view. A community before recursion and then after recursion.
Yeah, I think those sort of events definitely teach you, how to organize and what you need to do in order to be successful. So it's cool to see you also learning from it, and also as a POC, for a community. What do you think are the responsibilities that you have to your community? What are the things that you think that you need to do in order to help your community, your city, your country sort of, be successful and continue to be successful?
Well, I think the first thing that needs to happen is teach the newcomers to have fun. And that's it. Sometimes we all have gotten carried away in the game. Some people are really competitive, some are not. So I don't know. I mean, it's a huge responsibility not to look biased, or I mean, sometimes you can't help it because you do represent a faction, but you have to like be neutral about certain things and just keep teaching the new guys that come, or the new players, to just first have fun, be safe, things like that. I mean, it's a huge responsibility sometimes, and most of the times when you don't have the time. But I mean, if you can delegate responsibilities into your community, then you should be okay. But I think that's the hardest part, is knowing how to delegate and be responsible, not to do anything outside like the norm for a respectable player.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, how many anomalies have you participated, Connor?
I've done them all. Recursion, Helios, Darsana. Which one am I missing one? Interitus.
Okay.
So yeah, luckily I'm next to some of the cities that have hosted anomalies, and so I've been a part of most of or all of the anomalies.
Which one do you think you enjoyed the most?
It's hard to say because I mean, it's a lot of those included trips. Some were in the field. Some others were in the cities where the anomalies took place. I'll have to say LA, Recursion in LA.
Okay, well, in case you don't know, here in Mexico we already have 2 anomalies, and if we are lucky, we're going to have another one hopefully soon. So, are you going to take your ass to some Mexican anomaly, or are you going to keep playing in the US anomalies? And yes,
It's not that I should. It's not that I choose to. It's not that I choose the U.S. over Mexico. It's just closer to me. I mean, it's every anomaly. It's around 2 hours. The farthest one it was like 7 hours. And that was Las Vegas. But I mean, Pasadena, it's 2.5 hours. LA, 2.5 hours. San Diego, it's 15 minutes from my house. So I do want to go. I do want to meet you guys because I know that I have met several of the RMX players, but I haven't really met like Jorge or other players down in Mexico City. But it's always a thing of scheduling it, or trying to scheduling it, or having the funds to take a plane there, because it's not that cheap. So I know I will have a place to stay there, but I'll make it happen sooner or later.
Well, no more excuses, please.
I might have to join you in Mexico too, I hope.
Yeah.
Anyway, or join against you. Maybe that's a better way to put it. All right, Mr. John Connor, are you ready to take some viewer questions?
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
All right. All right, one person asked, I'm actually very curious, from Joe Thoreau. He wants to know if you have any advice for people traveling to Tijuana for them to play successfully.
I mean, if your phone is unlocked, like globally unlocked, you can easily buy a SIM card, put $10 in it, and that lasts you like a week of gaming in TJ. For data, for a data plan, all of that, you can either contact me if you're thinking of coming to TJ, or anybody here in TJ, and we can help you out. There's actually not much going on in the sense of insecurity, violence, and all that. So, I mean, uh, safest zones to play are are where we have the most portals and clusters. So it shouldn't be hard to just come here and play.
Okay.
I don't know if that was what the viewer was looking for, but any tips is just try to contact somebody in TJ and we'll take care of you.
All right, and from John O'Connor wants to know if, if you had the power to add or change one thing about Ingress, what would that be and why?
Good question.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. There's several things or several options. I think well, that's I've seen a lot of good suggestions over the years, and I think right now it would be to revert the scanner to its original format or layer. but aside from that, I think that the game has improved a lot. Probably a one-on-one player versus player mode would be fun. That's something that I would like to see happen in Ingress, like player versus player um, action. That would be really, really fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
One of the biggest changes I wanted to have made, I think, just came true tonight, so I'm very excited to test that out. All right, Joe Thoreau also wants to ask, what has been your favorite experience playing in 2 countries, and I assume also on a regular basis?
Well, it's not that a language barrier, but sometimes they do have their own lingo or the way they call things. So I used to be just like what's it called? I would just see the chats and didn't really understand what they were talking about. All these expressions or things that for the game. So I think one of the barriers was the language, and not that because I didn't speak English or couldn't read it. It was more of the little things that they talk about that I didn't, or acronyms that they use for CDs, or doing things like BAPing, things like that. I didn't even know what a BAP was. Until several months after we create a control field that's and things like that. So that was one of the hardest part, just to learn what they were talking about, trying to catch up. A lot of them were really experienced, and it really made us or made me look like a novice. But aside from that, it's been a huge experience, positive experience, because we got a lot of things out of it. So
Okay. And one last question from Tomas Coro. What is your inspiration to create your nickname? And I think I know, but Tomas wants to know if, maybe by Isa Connors, or should I ask, have you seen this boy?
yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It was fairly easy to come up with the name, and not really come up. It's just I saw resistance, and I said, well, I like I like the Terminator movies a lot, so yeah, why not go with John Connor? And yeah, that was it. That's basically it.
Pretty badass character. Right on.
Right.
Well, I think it's a really cool name. When I first met you, I was like, "Oh my God, that's the name," because oh, John Connor is the leader of the resistance. It's like I don't know. It's really cool. Uh, and Connor, you have now, as is already something we do every week with our guests. You have 60 seconds to talk about whatever you want. It could be about Ingress, personal life, I don't know, whatever you want.
Well,
So,
I want to talk about my favorite movie, Twilight. And not really.
oh my God. Well,
Eat your
everything
vote!
except that.
All right. Well, I guess shout outs to everybody in the RMX community, Jorge, everybody in Guadalajara. Um, First and foremost, my community, everybody in TJ from the Tijuana Resistance, everybody that helps us out in the South San Diego Resistance, North County Resistance, La Onda, La Panda, everybody in the WRST. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna miss a lot of people, but it's just a big shout out to everybody in the Resistance in the world. Um, I I don't know what else I can say. I really don't have a lot to talk about aside from thank you everybody for all the support. I know that there's a lot of people that out there that do support the community in TJ. We got a lot of love from everybody. Jorge is one of our biggest supporters. So it's just a big shout out to everybody in the RMX community, and not RMX, it's just anybody in the resistance in Mexico that plays in Mexico. I don't want to exclude anybody. And yeah, just a big shout out to everybody in Tijuana that do play Ingress, be that Enlightenment or Resistance. Uh, Much love to everybody.
Right on. Well, it was such a pleasure to meet you. And yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see you in Pasadena. There'll be more of us there.
I'll be there. I'll be wearing the same hoodie that I wear on all Amanis.
Nice. Well, thanks so much.
Right.
All right. So before we go to our second guest, it is time for the weekly truth. This week, again, we have Jose Antonio Reyes joining us from Lima, Peru, to catch us up on what is going on in the Ingress storyline. So everyone, please welcome Operation Essex investigator Jose Antonio R. to the show.
So hello everyone. It's glad to be here again after several weeks of traveling and going around the world discovering new portals. But anyways, so I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the Essex story, the Niantic story from the Operation Essex perspective. So there's been a lot of things going on. First of all, a couple weeks ago we saw a video. This video was supposed to be the Shonen ritual that Jahan, the anti-Magnus agent, summoned to try and bring the Nasir back to our world. However, a couple days after, we saw a video from Asmati, and Asmati was sacrificing himself to stop the Nasir from coming into our world. He said he was the 13 Magnus leader. He was assigned to be the leader, and such effort was just a little bit in order to give more to all the world. So we do not know what's going on right now. Asmati is not with us anymore, at least for now. But the Nasir haven't been summoned either. So that's just one part. On the other side, on the same video, we saw Deborah Bogdanovich with Hubert Farlow. They were both trying to stop Jahan from summoning the Nasir to But suddenly, Deborah disappeared in the middle of everything. She was just an XM light, and she completely disappeared. But a couple days after, we could see her around the portals. If you're careful enough to check around the city or around your world, you will see that right now there are 31 shards, and these are Deborah pieces. Deborah has shattered into pieces just as Roland Jarvis did, but right now she's floating around the world and waiting for the Resistance or the Enlightened to bring her back to life. So the Resistance and the Enlightened need to move her pieces around the world and get her to a target. Now, on the other hand, we can also see some leaked documents about P.H. Chappell or Richard Loeb, which were talking to us about what's going on with Ada. There were a series of videos with Susanna Moyer and Clue, where Clue was revealing some data about Ada, and some data about the Niantic project members. It turns out the Niantic project members were so busy doing their research that they didn't notice they were the experiment. So most of them, if not all of them, are missing right now. We don't know where they are. We don't know what's going on with Ada. There was a project called Truth Seeker, but we don't know what it is or how Ada is related to Truth Seeker and why Richard Loeb was chosen to train Ada if he had these projects in the past. So I guess that's everything for now, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to start seeing some more things about Ada next week.
Interesting. Always to be continued and more. So, thank you very much, Jose. And with that, if you can't tell right now, I don't know, we've got the codes of the show up there this week. Figured since we weren't here last week, we'd give you two. So everybody quick, I see Jorge's actually writing it down, and John's writing it down. And I have no idea what Hernan's doing. I think he's drawing it on his chest, maybe. Yep, okay, there we go. So keep those for a little bit longer. We don't know what they are. I was told that these codes were actually highly redeemable, so I've got a little bit more information than what we used to have. This is a second batch of codes, so highly redeemable. Enjoy your 50 level 1 XMPs. I'm sure you will use them to annoy somebody in good ways. So, all right. And with that, it's going, and it's gone.
Well, okay, highly redeemable codes. That sounds cool.
I don't know what that means, but it's highly redeemable, so there you go.
Yeah, well, okay. So now it's time for our second guest of this night. From Buenos Aires, Agent RQC. Buenos Aires, Argentina is welcome. Hernan, nice to have you here.
Hey everybody! How you doing?
Hey.
Andrew, you have something?
Woo! Orale!
Yeah.
Hello,
So
Jorge.
for those of you that are watching, Hernan was actually a host on the, what we do, special edition Latin America BTS, right?
Spanish.
Yes, it was right.
Edition.
Spanish edition! En español.
But your first time being a guest here, so
Yes.
clear something up for us. RQC, what the hell does that mean? Where did that come from?
Well, there are several theories. The first one that I said to you, this RQC, is that CQR backwards secure. The second is that there's a comedian here who was and he creates a character who calls himself Rukuku. So I'll take that. There's a third theory that it says that Latin is for Repax Spum calculatis, that is the predator who calculates. And the fourth theory is that I just those randomly. Look at the fourth.
Hernan, I got almost all of that, but towards the end, I think your microphone fell down a little bit.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you really well now. But so there's a comedian.
Do I have to answer again?
No, you're good. You're good. We got
Thank
it.
you.
Just want to make sure.
It was not that interesting at all.
Thank you. Most of the words I said are like that.
Nice. Okay, so I think it's very indicative of your personality. Sorry for the noise here, but very indicative of your personality. You have a Hulk image as your profile picture.
Yes.
Nice. And a Hulk arm. I like it. Are you someone with anger issues, or is it just about the green color?
I yell a lot. I shout to people. That's the problem. No, really.
Shocking.
Yes, I shout people in the knees. No, that's not true. And when I get into this game, I realized that it was kind of super evil factor. So I choose the Hulk when I made my Google Plus profile because I really love that big green angles unstoppable machine of destruction. So I think that the politics and the personality is like this last place so that don't have to listen to anyone.
I'm sorry to keep doing this to you, but the audio seems to fade after the.
Oh, okay. I don't have like this all the show. How about that?
That is
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You look very relaxed too.
It's very relaxing, and if it's on screen. Yes. When I first met the Hulk, I looked seriously as a child. And Luthorino, do you remember that?
Now those like the Hulk.
Green eyes who are like full of anger. And I like the character.
No. Nothing.
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
There, you can hear me. Now you can hear me. I say a lot of words with no sense to answer no question.
It's like the first 3 or 4 words you say come out great, and then as you...
It fades away.
Okay. So I'm going to speak real slow at the first and very loud at the end.
No. You better go buy another microphone, man.
Or disconnect it.
We can hold you here.
It's live.
Okay.
So where we are, it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Yes, okay, it's your turn.
Number 15.
Okay, Hernan.
You get a little lost.
And your audio better not cut out, Jorge.
I was stuck in your G Plus profile, and I found something really weird. At least on as I know you, and you are like a guy with black humor and everything, and suddenly I found several motivational posts. Are you that kind of guy that give conferences to crowds and inspire them and say, hey, yeah, the Lord is my the one that is going to save my soul and whatever? Or what do you do for a living?
It's gonna be a simple answer for that. I'm a salesman. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay right now.
Ahora. Now. Yes. I'm a salesman. So I have to sell who I am. To everybody who is my client. I sell to hardware stores in a little family business. So I found that if you want to sell, you have you have to make people like you. And as for that, with Ingress, we need people to move.
Hernan, give us a
Yeah.
second. Did you have a built-in microphone on your computer? Maybe it would be better if you use it.
Can you give me 30 seconds?
Okay,
We will give you
counting.
Right now.
45. Go for it.
Counting.
3, 4.
Damn.
Are we
So
gonna come down?
unfortunately, if for those of you watching, if you watched our G Plus feed, we had some power outages, we had people being locked out of houses, so we didn't get a chance to do our normal audio video check. Normally we try to get these things out of the way early on, but we're gonna see if we can make some magic. Jose, did you have a joke you wanted to tell?
Nope.
How many resistance does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Who knows? They're just screwed, period.
None. They FedEx it. Ah! Okay.
Now.
That works. We
Check.
can hear you.
Works.
So far, so good.
This huge thing works. Okay. Back on business.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay.
It was hard.
So we'll keep going like everything is fine. So, alright. You define yourself as a simple guy. Long dramatic pause there. That didn't know anything about computers and online games before Ingress. How is that even possible? You seem like a guy who knows computers, clearly.
I think I just demonstrate that I don't know how to a simple microphone can work, so...
Is Ingress your first video game that you played? Or game at all like this that you played?
My first online game. Yes. I can't believe that either.
Is it everything you thought it would be? What did you expect coming into it? What did you have any expectations?
First of all, I didn't know that the people factor. When I started Ingress, kept to me that there was a lot of players, but a lot, like several players, but most of them were IT people, or they were in systems on technological aspect of living, and I was like a strange fish over there. I'm kind of people person, so I try to reach that aspect of Ingress. When I get to the game, the faction was in a strange situation. We were overwhelmed by the blues, and there was like everything we tried to do was senseless because we cannot make any difference. So we start to play differently. I start to motivate people. I realized that if you can make it to one guy to get up of his seat and walk 2 kilometers to make a field or clear up a link, man, that is crazy. Who the hell do you think for a game one person will stand up and walk like that? So when I started to find out that answer on people, and I kept amazed by the game. I tried to play it more, or try to understand it more. So I reach on Google Plus and every community, every post, everywhere. Just Google it, Ingress, and see what I can find. And for that, I was in a strange way showing people who started what is an anomaly, what is a resonator, how to use it, and I try to make them in a funny way. So we're speaking what is a power cube? Should I recycle it? Yes, you can, but it's like you eat it within the paper and throw away the candy. So I try to make that kind of examples and make it things easier for new ones. So here I am. I'm a people person with a strange position where I try to put the idea in all light players that everyone is important, but no one is expendable. It's unexpendable.
Mm.
So we have different roles, everyone. Some get more, are more view, are more noticed than others, but in in that area, you can say that there's a lot of players. There's two level 16s in South America. The first one was Roberto and Serpero, who, man, you saw that people and just a regular guy who doesn't shout, who doesn't do anything, do any, what can I say? Simple persons who just play a game.
Just regular people, just playing the
Regular
game.
people, there you go. And not regular people, uh, shy people. Shy people.
Ah,
What is Daphne
very
doing?
cool. So it surprised you. Playing the
Yes,
game
loud.
surprised you. Yeah.
Find people. Finding people. That was the first thing.
Very cool.
From one day to another, I have like 15 hangouts. Who is this? Nia should make a patch about that. More hangouts about Ingress.
More hangouts. That's exactly what we all need. All right. Speaking of which, there's a way to hang out with us for you viewers that are watching. And you can submit questions for our very entertaining guest this evening. So whether if you're watching us from YouTube, as was demonstrated earlier, you just have to click on the banner at the bottom of the video that says "Be part of the conversation." And from there, just click on the square grid menu icon in the upper right and select QA. And we hope to hear some very interesting questions that we can ask for this very interesting guest. And yeah, they're showing right now on the screen. All right. So my question now. So you weren't much of a gamer, and you definitely have this motivation type personality. And so how did these facets of that part of your personality combine to build up such influence with your Ingress community?
First of all, as I told you before, there was a lot of mess here. And there was, like, when you have too much people in one place, and with, like, a amount of very tiny things in a jar, when you shake that jar, and they try to fit in place, well, that was like the people here. You have to shake the people, we shock the people, and everyone just found a right place in the game. Because there was like a paradox here. They want to play and they didn't want to play. We play and we lost. We play and we lost every time, and we keep happening that way. But I start to realize that, hey, people, it's just a game. Have fun, but take it seriously. Because if you make your share, we make that, and we can make a difference. And with that in mind, it kept growing the people, that idea, like a virus. It was like, yes, let's do this. Let's drive for 3 hours to somewhere in the middle of nowhere and try to make a field, or be available 3 a.m. in the morning for operator. As operator, that in few situations or ops, I have the most uh, interesting stocks all the way, because it's 3 hours of nothing but the road, but we talk to people like you never knew in person, and they told your life or what they were living. It was very interesting for me, and that kind of things moves others, and the way that Ingress put all these things amazing, because After all, there's people behind that triangle. There's people behind that every resonator you saw. I'm
Yeah,
kind of like, yes, if you passed through a portal in your home and you saw a resonator from a guy who lives 5 hours away, and you say, "Wow, hey, wow, you passed! Thank you for the resonator. That was amazing." That's like saying hello in your house. Has to say, "Hey, what's up? Yo, here's something for you. Like a gift." I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a farm 2 blocks from my house, and I live in a place where fewer players come. It's like an honor of that farm, not because it's level 8, because of the people who pass that area. They took the time, travel here, rest the resonator, say hello, and just go away. Simple as that.
Yes,
So
that is.
I try to do that same thing. Every portal visit, every portal left and resonate.
Yeah,
Or repeat.
that's a game, and the complexity of the game to try to be conscious about that it is a game, but that it turns at the same time it turns really serious, and because it takes a lot of your life in it, and you spend a lot of your free and not free time to play it. So, well, let's go more into you as a player and not into you as a part of your community. You, how many kilometers do you have walking Ingress? More or less.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't hear very well.
How many kilometers have you walked in Ingress?
I don't keep that of that. I don't keep track of that. Like, yes, 804.
804?
804 kilometers. I check every 2 blocks.
Okay, so
Like everyone.
so and you've done all that with a hernia in your back, right?
Half
How
of
did
them.
you got? How did how, so? How did you get that injury, and how much did you suffer when you play Ingress in the field?
Uh, that damn thing get me out of 13 Magnus. It was just 1 month earlier that 13 Magnus Anomaly here in Buenos Aires. And I couldn't get up of the bed, I couldn't move, so I was like kind of depressed. But then I think I saw that I could help the community or the online players just uh, sharing the knowledge I learned from other players in other parts of the world. I get in touch with people everywhere in Germany, Spain, Portugal, US. They share information with me, and I translate in local terms for the people here who didn't know about anything about anomalies. And from my bed, lying down, I try to explain what to do and what not to do. What would what it would be right. And in that time, I uninstalled Ingress because it depressed me a lot.
Because the kilometers weren't going up, I guess. You
No,
got depressed.
yes, it's the price you pay for being a histrionic person. Yeah.
Talking about badges and stats and some things, I'm really curious about something. You have got the Black Illuminator badge. In fact, I think you earned it like the second it came out. So you've got more than 4 million mine units captured via control fields, but you have less than 2,000 control fields created because you have the Silver Mine Controller badge. So do you only make large fields? Have you closed something big or just average? I don't know what that would be. 5,000 maybe? No, I'll do the math in a second. But how'd you get it? What do you do? Do you like making fields?
And I'm gonna be honest to you, I love big fields. I love them. When I made a small field like 2-3 mine units, I hate it because I want to cover more, to explore more. It's like a drug. Like it's something you get inside. There is where I live. There were very few portals in the first. I have like 5 of them when I started, and they were like 15 blocks away. So the only way I can make a field it was big. So when portals came alive all over the place, I kept doing big. I love doing big. So when a player came here, a new player, I'll level him up, fill that in, fill that with small times of field, and as a reward, I get out and do my big field. The biggest big field I made was 300,000 mine units, and it was a 4-layer field. And I kept rebuilding that field every time I could, and new ones. It's kind of like um, a motivation for me. That batch.
You don't make anything under 2,000 mine units. You always go big. I like
No.
that. Go big or
No.
go home, right? So, Miss Parker, I'm sure you watch our show all the time, and you know Miss Parker is a fan of stats, and particularly it's the unique portals visited. So I got to ask on her behalf because I don't know if she
I can ask. I can ask.
Whoa.
Okay, all right, go for it.
She's there. She's there.
Gotta know. All right. So UPVs, especially with such outstanding, you know, kilometers walked. Before asking you that, though, I'd like to know what is your actual AP? Because I know you spend a lot of time training and leveling new.
Well, my UPB is like 1015. It's a gold, and it was my first gold batch. UPBs. I love travel, and I love to visit new places. And my line of work make me to travel a lot. And I, as and even if you don't believe that, in Capital Federal, near here, there are thousands of portals that I didn't visit, and it's 10 minutes ride. Why? Because they are very small. I can make a big field there.
Of course.
Yes, I can make big fields there, so I don't go everywhere.
Okay.
And you're a fan of UPP. I'm fan of Pioneer Batch. It's like giving. Yes, it's like I was here. I take this portal. It belongs to me. That's my favorite batch.
Well, you let us know or to express to us in a kind of survey that we did to you before the show that you have a lot of enemies. Why did you think that, and why you are so hated?
Difficult questions. Can you hear me?
Yeah, maybe that's why they hate you.
They can't hear.
Because of your microphone.
Is this on?
Yeah, it's okay. It's great.
I don't know what to answer to that. You know why?
Okay.
Because that's me. I don't know what to say. I'm like that. I was grown up in a typical family. My father wasn't very present all day, so I had to use my imagination to travel. When I get old enough, I'll travel by myself, and I keep doing that. Travel out. Oh my god, I have a huge forehead.
Hernan,
Don't look into your eyes. Don't look into your eyes.
Don't look down.
Okay.
these
That's why I wear.
enemies are just
This-
resistance enemies or also green enemies?
Um, as a Hulk, I try to talk to everyone politely. But if you don't are polite to me, well, I'm just gonna blow up every portal you have. I did it
Okay.
twice with 2 players. Don't rest in peace, those players. They didn't play more. Too bad for me, let's say P. And as many one says, don't hunt guardians. I hunt guardians. I did have. I had five guardians. Wanna get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, travel 2 hours and a half, drop the gun, then come back and shower and go to work. Not a word, he said. He eventually got it, but I think it hurts.
Damn.
Well, are you ready for some viewer questions? Maybe we'll get some of your friends to ask questions. Are you ready?
Ah!
Okay. So, let's see here. Joe Thoreau, again, wants to know, for you being a non-gamer, what is your best salesman's pitch while talking to a non-Ingress player about trying to get them to play the game? So in 60 seconds, what's your elevator speech? 60 seconds to talk somebody into playing the game.
60 seconds. There are girls playing it.
You know what? That might work for a lot of them. Yes. So what would you say to a girl?
Yeah. Say to a girl. They are.
Because you know they don't care that boys are playing, probably.
Wait! It's coming. What to say to a girl to play Ingress? There are a lot of restaurants and shops that have portals. You want to get over there? Yeah! Next question.
Nice. That's not stereotypical at all. Love it. All right. Next question. What is your best memory from meeting players in person?
Oh, right. I met rest agents before and light agents, and my best memory it was with this agent, Kornikovic. He was a rest player. Now he's green. We make him, enlight him, and
Harvest him.
yeah, kind of like, but he has to start over from zero.
Damn.
He was like a big fella inside a car trying to get some signal because it sucks here, signal. And trying to take down the port, I came along and say, "Hey, how you doing? Can you get..." And he was like surprised, looking like this. With fear. Who are you? What are you doing here? Yes, I own this. What are you doing here, my friend? And we can chat a lot. This, and I came across with Spermosaurio once. He was a neighbor from me. I never met him. He was like 4 blocks from where I live, and I took him to a ride one Saturday morning, 6 a.m. I woke him up and say, "Come on, people, come on, get those AP up." So he get level 8 that day, and I met them in Helios. A lot of players in Helios. I think that was the most shocking situation when I met real agents. It was like 175 people over there, all listen to me, always, all of them claiming for their badge, like everyone else. And I think Helios was the most memorable.
Excellent, excellent. Well, speaking of meeting Resistance players, one of your fellow Resistance players and a former guest of ours, Marcelo Casino, has a question for you.
Hello.
He wants to know, what are you doing right now in your faction to get them ready for the Ingress first Saturday in Buenos Aires?
There is a first Saturday in Buenos Aires?
So I guess the answer is nothing. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nice.
I have to check that. But I really need to talk to my wife.
Marcelo, he'll get back to you. He'll get back to you. So that's all we got. I think we will leave it at that.
Yeah, and that takes us to that time of our BTS tradition, for better or for worse, giving you 60 seconds to talk about whatever you want. And I have a feeling you may not have any need for suggestions, but we may have a need for reminding you it's 60 seconds. Now go.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to say, I think to Nia, stop messing with the scanner, people. We don't like changes. Okay? I was clear. Don't change that.
Okay.
People are afraid of change. Second of all, my home language. Quisiera saludar a toda la gente que realmente se están desviviendo ahora por el Shard en Buenos Aires, esa estúpida porquería que está acá. Y quisiera saludar a todos los que han alguna vez cruzado conmigo, los que no se cruzaron y que charlamos con todos los hangouts todas las noches. Quiero agradecerles su apoyo en todo y agradecerles por estar ahí.
Lo vas a perder.
No lo vamos a perder. We are not going to lose that damn game. You hear me? I can see you. I can see you, Jorge. Take that thing and put it in your house, in your guardian. I'm gonna put that thing in your guardian.
All I understood was buenos noches.
I think he was talking about the Shard.
Oh, yeah. No. Keep it away. Keep it away.
No, I don't like that thing.
I know, but just keep it away from here.
Send it to DC.
Send it to your home so you can have fun.
No.
Well, Hernan, it has been a pleasure to have you here tonight with us. It's been such an experience.
It's been enjoyable. It's been fun listening to your first 7 questions, yes.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Awesome.
you can maybe have somewhere. Well,
You know, I gotta say though, one of the cool things about the game is, I mean, you and I have talked on Hangouts a lot, but I've never. You've popped in on a Hangout every now and then, but we've never had like the conversation, the face to face. I never got really to see your big forehead like this. So.
Thank you. You have a big forehead. Only you put a hand on it.
That's why I put a hat on it. Exactly.
No, big foreheads are the sign of genius.
Yeah.
Andrew, you have something in your mustache. Can I ask you a question, Andrew?
Yes.
Yes. I saw you in a couple of pictures. You were, I don't know how to say, where the skirt, cotton people?
A kilt, yes. A kilt.
Yes. So, is it true that you are butt naked?
Is it true that I'm what?
You
of course.
were butt naked. Yes.
Absolutely.
Damn it.
Why would you? It was summertime. Air. Why?
Yes, and the second question is, don't you get cold?
No. I've got the beard. Back then it was much longer. It keeps everything warm.
Now I'm glad I didn't double check.
There are rumors that there are some pictures taken with a smartphone attached to a shoe.
Yeah, well, not a shoe. I was up on a stage, so there was people down below who were taking pictures up.
Okay.
It exists. They're there.
On that note, thank you everyone for watching and for continuing to watch, and apologies for those of you still watching.
Yeah, we take a week off and we just sort of lose our minds. So I'm not even sure who we have next week, but I'm sure it'll be just as good, if not better, than what we were able to do this week. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, so join us next week, everybody. Happy hacking.
Good night, everyone.
So Hernan, I have to ask you, have you ever thought about doing improv or stand-up comedy? Do you have that?
Hey. Can you hear me? I just hear it.
I don't know if that's a joke or not.
No. Seriously, I think you'd be great on stage.
It's scary. And that's a